girls banned from playing school sports after perverted Muslims were offended by one sick detail. Muslims understand fully that to take over the world with an Islamic caliphate and establish Sharia law, they must first implant themselves in every facet of our society. As they continue their massive migration throughout Europe and Canada and continue to fight to invade the United States, they're using political correctness as a tool in order to bully their way into our schools, our court systems, and our government. Now a school board has been completely infiltrated with radical Islamists, and what they're forcing on their female students is so outrageous, it will make you realize how bold Muslims are truly becoming in their mission to take over the world with Sharia law. Thankfully, we have a president in office who has put a stop to the Muslim invasion that was going on under Barack Hussein Obama, but that could change quickly once a Democratic president is back in office. We can look at Europe and easily see what life would be like should refugees be allowed to invade undeterred, where Sharia zones are popping up all over the place. But unfortunately, Sharia zones is just the beginning. Now schools are being infiltrated by radical Muslims too, forcing Sharia law onto students, where parents are completely helpless to do anything about it. Parkview Academy in Birmingham, England, was discovered in recent months by the government to be the target of a complete Islamist takeover plot, where the school was recently taken over by a Muslim principal and Muslim board of governors. The Muslims quickly began making changes to the school, banning girls from playing tennis and other sports because the girls' jiggling breasts offended the Muslim staff. During an investigation at the school after complaints, school press officer Susan Packer explained during a hearing how she was shut down after she complained about the sexist treatment of the students, saying former principal Mansour Hussain had justified a policy of preventing girls from getting involved with mixed sports lessons because it made male staff feel uncomfortable to see the girls play, Breitbart stated. Birminghammail.co.uk reported. All 5 teachers involved in the hearing, Moz Hussain, Lindsay Clark, Arshed Hussain, Razwan Faraz and Hardeep Saini, face the same allegation of trying to include an undue amount of religious influence in the education of pupils. Moz, Arshed, Lindsay and Hardeep are alleged to have appointed members of staff that might have assisted with the aim of Islamizing the non-faith schools that were run by Parkview Educational Trust Parkview, Golden Hillock, and Nonsen Primary. After a group of girls had been withdrawn from their mixed tennis lesson because their bouncing boobs offended the Muslim staff, Packer complained to the executive head teacher Lindsay Clark, where she was told by Clark that there was nothing that could be done since the Board of Governors, all Muslims, had already ruled on mixed sports. Horrifically, this school was just the latest victim of other so-called Trojan horse schools, where Muslim staff members have completely taken over in order to force Sharia law onto all the young students. After the investigation, the government ruled that Parkview was exerting an undue amount of religious influence on the school, but for reasons that defy all logic, a number of the radical Muslims who were plotting to take over the school with Sharia law were allowed to return back to work. This incident was just the latest alarming story to come out of the school in recent months, as it was reported recently that teachers were using the words Jew and Kafir, an Arabic term meaning unbeliever, as names to insult non-Muslims working and studying at the school. When I heard this term used, I felt very uncomfortable because it is not appropriate language to be used anywhere, but especially in a school, one unnamed teacher said, who was granted anonymity by hearing panel. While we can easily dismiss this story as, oh well, that's over in Europe and could never happen here, think again. Liberals in America are doing everything in their power to pander to Islam, where Minneapolis Mayor Betsy Hodges made headlines in recent months for setting up an anti-blasphemy hotline where Muslim refugees could report on anyone speaking out against their religion. If we don't start standing up to Islam slowly creeping into our communities, schools, and government, we'll be sitting in the same boat as Europe in just a few short years. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe Breaking News 365 channel. Goodbye and see you again.